Hey guys, welcome to a collaboration of channels. We have Unknown Capital here, we have Rahman Ronan right over here, and we are going to be giving you UFC 264 main card, the predictions for all the fights that are happening, so stay tuned.
So guys, to start the main card, we got a fight between OMalley versus Unknown. I'm sorry, I don't know this guy. Apparently his name is Chris Matunio, but I don't know anything about him.
I saw the pictures come up and I looked at it and I was like, who the fuck is that guy? I mean, come on. They just threw him in there to die. The guy is having his UFC debut when I looked it up. That's his UFC debut and they put him up against OMalley. Which is insane. What the fuck? Like, how are they going to keep protecting Show? How long are they going to keep protecting him? He's going to be 25-0 before he gets a ranked fighter. You had Ricky Simmons there, you had Kelleher there, and they had Tim Elliott there as well. And the UFC chooses to pick bloody Chris Matunio. See, right now I just forgot his name. Like, I'm sorry, I'm being a bit too harsh on him. But even though there's this hype around Show and people think that he's a bit overrated and all that, but if you see his fights and the way he's destroying guys, come on, there's something special about him. Give him the credit that he deserves. I think if they put him against someone like Ricky Simmons, a great wrestler, tough as nails, and if he was to beat that challenge, then I think everyone will be looking at him. But now you're giving him an bloody, not even ranked, UFC debut, Chris Matunio. No one's going to be respecting the Show, you know, and no one's going to be talking about Show getting that ranked fighter finally. Now, how long is the UFC going to protect him? But at the end of the day, even though people think he's overrated, if you just watch his fights, bro, it's amazing. The variety that he has in his striking. Look at the way he destroyed Almeida. Almeida had no clue where he was. No damn clue. I would love to see the rematch with Rivera because I'm sure he will beat him in the rematch for sure, because I think that he's learned something from those leg kicks, because even Almeida was throwing the same calf kicks in that fight as well, and he was able to deal with them comfortably, sliding his lead foot back, and obviously he was completely outstriking Almeida, man. It made him look like some amateur. It was ridiculous. Wheel kicks, the front kick was creating that distance. He's able to evade from punches, kind of like Adesanya in a way, and he's already calling out the top fighters like Peter Yan, for example, bloody Dominic Cruz at one point, all of them. He's calling them all out for some reason, but I don't think he's ready for those fighters right now. I think he needs to slowly enter the bantamweight division, but the way he's looking right now against these unranked fighters, he looks to destroy all of them. And I want that rematch with Rivera. You know what? Bring that rematch with Rivera. That's a great way to enter the top 10. Beat the crap out of that guy. Oh, I hate him so much. But anyway, OMalley is good, and now they brought in Chris Matunio, and I just think that it's a fight where he's not going to gain any respect from.
I like OMalley, but I just think he's a bit overrated. I think people I don't think he's overrated. I think people overhype him. That's my problem. Okay, yes, he's got these nice knockouts, these very good TKOs, but he's not for anyone big enough for me right now. Someone like, if he fights someone in the top 10, someone like, maybe like a Corey Sandhagen, someone like a TJ Dillashaw, exactly. Maybe like a Cody Garbrandt, that would be a really good fight, because Cody Garbrandt just came off a loss against Rob Font. So imagine he beat someone like Cody Garbrandt. Yes, Cody Garbrandt, he was a former champion. That's a good, someone good to add to your resume. But I just think, right now the UFC are protecting him because he has a superstar status and he's really young as well. He has good longevity. They don't want him to get him quickly inside, and then imagine he loses against someone big, then he has to start all over again. And
for a guy that hasn't fought for so long in the UFC and not really fought anyone big in the UFC, he's already has a lot of Instagram followers with 1 million. Look at the number of popular UFC fighters with below 1 million followers on Instagram, but this guy has 1 million already. So you can see that he's already very popular with the way he is, his character, and the way he tried to get that knockout against Almeida. Like, he tried to get a walk-off knockout, didn't really work, but then he got that smash when Almeida was on the floor and he just threw the right and boom, that was it. And it was insane. But if the UFC is going to keep protecting him like this, I'm telling you right now, he's not going to get the respect he deserves. No one's going to look at him as a great fighter. He needs to finally make that step forward. Vera or even someone like Ricky Simmons, great ways to enter the top 10. And yeah, but obviously we know who's going to bloody win. It has to be the Sugar Show. What the hell is Chris Martina going to do?
But you never know with Chris Martina. He could be like, yo, Sugar Show, he's the thing. I might just go out there and make the best UFC debut to get one of the most followed person in the bantamweight division, the most honest person right now in the bantamweight division.
Yeah.
And that could actually push him up to top 10, and he could get a good quick way to the top. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Maybe I'm just overthinking it.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I think Chris Martina is looking at this like, bro, this is my chance to shock the world, and it's his UFC debut, and who would want to do that? And that's a great opportunity for Chris Martina. Sugar Show's gonna win.
I'm going for round 1 Sugar Show.
Yeah, same.
So guys, we got a great fight in the women bantamweight division between Irene Aldana versus Janna. Jeeshan, give me your predictions.
Well, if you have Irene Aldana and Janna, he's not even gonna mention Janna's last name. It's just too hard to say. But obviously, these are two top contenders in the bantamweight division. We know that Amanda Nunes is all the way at the top and no one's reaching her. But this is like a good scuffle in the middle, you know. So for both of them, if you look at Irene Aldana, she really needs to win this fight because she wants to be in that high contention for the belt. She just suffered a really good loss in terms of Holly Holmes, but for her it was terrible. She got completely dominated for 5 rounds, taken down, beaten up. And I think the problem with Irene Aldana, she has great combinations with the boxing, but I just think it's a bit too predictable. You know, she didn't surprise anything to Holly Holmes with her boxing. She just easily got countered. There's no feints that she can bring in to make it more predictable. And she doesn't have the variety of kicks to mix it up a little. And she's not going to be the one that's going to try and take you down. She's never been that type of fighter. She does have good takedown defense until she faced Holly Holmes. But before Holly Holmes, she was having great takedown defense. It was very hard to take her down. When she came up against Raquel Pennington, for example, a great wrestler, but only managed one single takedown against Irene. But against Holly Holmes, suffered a numerous amount of takedowns. Was suffering. She at one point of the fight, Holly Holmes was in full mount against her. So, you know, from that fight, she just needs to win this fight so that she can be still in the conversation in the bantamweight division. Although it's a bit of a mess right now because, come on, Amanda Nunes is at the top. Whoever wins 4th round, 5th round, 3rd round, 2nd, it don't matter when it comes to how dominant Amanda Nunes is. But this is just a good win for her to just try and keep going and maybe fight for the title one day. And then we have Janna. Janna has great kicks, and those kicks help her to keep her at range. And none of them neither Irene or Janna are going to try and take each other down. But the thing with Janna is that she's going to hold you in that clinch. She has great clinch work. She can put your head against your chin, keep it there, and just beat you up. And she does that really well. But the things with her kicks, she doesn't have good boxing like Irene, but her kicks will keep you at range. She's not the type of fighter to fight you in the pocket. She likes to keep you at range and keep it there. So what do you think?
I personally think it's going to be a Janna win because with Aldana, I think she's just a bit. How is she number 4th ranked in the bantamweight division when she has a record of 12-6? That shows how messed up this bantamweight division is. Like with Janna, at least she has a record of what 13-4, I believe, or 12-4, and she actually has some good. She has some good Muay Thai, some good kickboxing, and she in some of her fights she's actually proven that she maintains distance very well, uses a kick to advantage. But whenever I saw Aldana's fight, she always turns her back. Whenever she's on the floor, she always turns her back, and she has so many chances to get submitted. But luckily, she has good takedown defense, which has been helping her. But I think in this fight with Aldana, she doesn't really use her boxing skills to her advantage. She only always does the 1-2s. She never mixes up with any hooks, any punches to the body.
I would have to disagree with you there because I've seen. No, she has great boxing. She has great combinations. It's just the issue is it's just too predictable.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like she's always going to do that 1-2 motion. She's never going to do that. She's never going to start with the hook then uppercut. She's always going to do the 1-2 motion. But with Janna, she uses her kickboxing. She uses her Muay Thai. She comes from a gym where they actually train properly, and in her gym she had some people like John St. Pierre, some caliber fighters which she's trained against.
But the thing is with Irene, I think with Irene she has great low kicks which she can use to her advantage. If she uses that to her advantage, she can really minimize the kicks that Janna could throw, and that way just destroy her with her boxing. And she can march forward and she can take a lot of punishment. We see that against Holly Holmes. And I think Irene looks like the stronger fighter here. I think it could be a really good win for her. I think it could be a KO. But I do think Irene is going to win. I think Janna is going to struggle in this fight.
No, I think Janna's going to win. I think Janna has a better record. She has better skills, and I think she's going to keep away in the distance and use the kicks and slowly. But Aldana, she takes too long to get used to the fight.
To get started.
Yeah, and then she doesn't put enough aggression. So if Janna keeps on using her more tight, keep on kicking her, and keep her at distance, I can't see anything. So I'm going to go a Janna 3rd round decision.
So the next fight that we have in the main card for UFC 264, we have Greg Hardy versus Tuivasa. So tell me, Vish, start this off. What do you think?
I'm telling you, this fight is not like a fight between the different martial arts. It's basically a kickboxing fight or a boxing fight. Let's be real. It's basically two big heavyweights going at it. And when two big heavyweights, it's not about the gas tank, it's about who has the best knockout power and who has the best boxing. But let me start with Tuivasa. 10 of his 11 wins have come from TKO or KO. So there's basically a game plan here. There is a clear game plan for him. And yes, he went on a three loss fight streak to what's his name, Junior Dos Santos, and he was a former champion, so you can't say anything. Like, it was a hard fight. But ever since the 3 loss, he's been on a 2-fight win streak, and I think he has more skills than Greg Hardy. I think Greg Hardy has just relatively come into the UFC. He was an NFL player until 2015. So someone like Tuivasa, who's been doing boxing or kickboxing, Muay Thai all his life, against someone like Greg Hardy, who's only been doing the sports, let's be real, since like 2017 or 2016. And I think Greg Hardy is going to struggle. I think Tuivasa is going to come with the power which he has, with his Muay Thai skills and his kickboxing skills. And whenever I think about Greg Hardy, he takes 1 step forward, 2 steps back. He's 4-3 in the UFC currently. Without his Dana, what's the word? Adding his Dana.
Series.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm saying Greg Hardy is not really the fighter he's meant to be. UFC can sell him. The only reason they're still keeping him is that, oh yes, he went from a football player to coming to a UFC fighter. Anyone can make it. Don't matter how old you are. You can still make it to the UFC. It doesn't matter. But his skills are not really there. I don't think so. He has the skills to overcome Tuivasa. Maybe get a lucky punch at the end of the day.
I don't know. I think Greg Hardy has improved a lot. I think they gave him Alexander Volkov way too early at the beginning of his UFC career. And he done well in that fight. You know, he had an injured right arm, I believe. A right arm, yeah. He had an injured right arm. And he was able to stand with Alexander Volkov for 3 down rounds. And he was trying so hard to fight with his lead hand, trying to lead hooks and all that. But I think that he's become a lot more technical throughout the fights. Although he did get knocked out in the last fight, not really a knockout, but he got taken down and he did not know what to do in that position on his back. He just didn't look like he knew what he was doing. But I think he has nothing to worry about in this fight. I think, like Rish said, it's going to be a straight kickboxing fight. And I think that if Greg Hardy is able to get that knockout, maybe people will still look to him to move up in that division. Because like against Alexander Volkov, you can't take it away. Like that fight, Alexander Volkov is amazing, right? He's amazing. He's fought all the tough guys, and to go 3 rounds with him with an injured right arm, I don't know how he managed to do that. You can see that he still has that athletic prowess, which has been carried from the NFL to the UFC. So there is a lot more room for improvement, and I think from that last fight, I'm sure he's looking to improve. And I personally do believe in it, because every time I watch Greg Hardy fight, I can see that intent. I can see that he's become more technical with his boxing, taking his time, and he throws power, man. You can see that power every time. Oh, he's throwing jabs, and they look like fucking rockets being thrown at you. Even the lead hooks, you can see a whiff past the fighter's face. It's ridiculous how much power this man has. And he was dominating the first round of the last fight when he lost. By a knockout. He was dominating the first round. He just got unlucky with not knowing what to do on his back. Of course, you should know in MMA, but the thing is, you know, he's just a bit unlucky. But I'm sure he's worked on it right now, even though he has nothing to worry about that. I think this is a great fight for him to win, because all he has to do is rely on his boxing. I think if he does win, if it's a knockout, most likely he can have a chance to move up in the heavyweight division. And I think that's what the UFC are looking to do with Greg Hardy. So I think that Greg Hardy will win.
Now I just think Tuivasa is just good. Is good. I think yes, he lost. He was on the 3 losing streak, yeah, but they were against good people. But Tuivasa beat Andrei Volkov, who was the champion, and Greg Hardy lost against him. So I think Tuivasa has the skills to knock him out.
The MMA logic, look at that.
No, but he does though. Like he dominated and got the unanimous decision. It wasn't like a split decision. It was
fair enough.
It was a full on, and I think Greg Hardy is just inexperienced, and it's good. Like he does have the superstar like for him to get to the top for the UFC. UFC could sell so much pay-per-views, but I just think
I think that experience is a big issue.
Yeah.
I think he's. Well, they threw, like I said again, they threw Volkov way too quickly for him. He hasn't had many fights, only like 10 fights?
Yeah.
10 fights in his MMA career. So there's still room for him to learn, but I think that loss, he's learned a lot. And I think from that Alexander Volkov fight, going on that 2-5 win streak, he was doing pretty well. He was doing really well. He just got unlucky, got taken down, not knowing what to do on his back. So I think Greg Hardy's going to win.
I think it's going to be Tuivasa. So guys, we've got a great co-main event against Gilbert Burns versus Wonderboy Thompson in the welterweight division. So Jeeshan, give me your thoughts about that fight.
I'm so excited for this fight. This is Wonderboy's second run at the title since Woodley. And if he beats Gilbert Burns, therefore put him against Kamaru. I would love to see that fight. I want to see what Kamaru would do against someone like Wonderboy, so different in the striking. Because we all know that Wonderboy striking is the best of the division. I think it is the best of the division, and I think he's going to steamroll past Gilbert with that striking. If he goes to the floor, we all know what Gilbert Burns will do. Bro, those Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, man, Jesus. he would definitely get that submission against Wonderboy. But I think Wonderboy can keep up. I think the fact that he moves laterally all around, he's very explosive, he loves to surprise you with his kicks, the mix up with his kicks, the versatility in his striking is the same as Adesanya, but I think that Wonderboy has way better kicks, and the way he sets you up with those kicks, the karate blitz, and the way he uses that side kick to maintain their distance, and to use that side kick and fake the side kick and then go to a roundhouse kick. The variety, the range that he has in the striking, it's just incredible, and Gilbert Burns is going to have a hard time trying to figure him out. We all know right now Gilbert Burns has brought Raymond Daniels into his camp, trying to figure out a way to stop Wonderboy, because Raymond Daniels does also come from that karate 1-point style, that point style type of fighting. But I don't think they will be able to emulate what Wonderboy has done, because Wonderboy is a much more experienced fighter, and just because he's 38, it don't mean it's over for him. Yeah, he's 38, but the way he performed against Vicente Luque, the way he performs against Jeff Neal, he's still a top contender in his division. It's crazy, like, he lost to Woodley, but look where Woodley has ended up, and look where Wonderboy is. So, you know, I'm just super excited for this fight, and I think that Wonderboy is going to win this fight, either by a KO or a decision. But either one, I think Wonderboy will win the fight.
I'm telling you, Gilbert Burns, man. Yes, okay, he did lose to Usman in that fashion where he got dropped by a jab, but man, ever since I've been started watching his footage, looking into him, he's actually really good. He has good stand-up and excellent Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This guy's won multiple gold medals in different BJJ tournaments, and him mixing that with the striking. Yes, he was a lightweight, but in the welterweight, he doesn't need to cut down the weight, and he has so much power. Yes, he's not the tallest welterweight, but he uses that to his advantage. He has this long boxing stance, and he uses that to advantage where he blitzes his opponents. He's always aggressive, and you see that in the T Wood fight. He's never giving T Wood any chance. He's always blitzing him. If he's not blitzing him, he's trying to take him down. This is the way he's mixing up, and I think with Wonderboy, that's going to be a bit too much for him, because with someone like Gilbert Burns, he has the power, so Wonderboy needs to worry about the power, because he does have the one punch power, I really think, which can sleep Wonderboy. And if Wonderboy like deals with that, then he has to deal with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I don't think it's going to be an easy fight for Wonderboy. I want to see Wonderboy winning, but in my end, it's going to be very difficult for him. I think it's going to be a very, very difficult fight for him too.
So who you got winning?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I think it might be Gilbert Burns. I want Wonderboy to win. Deep inside, I want Wonderboy to win, but there's a difference between wanting to win and who's actually want to win.
Okay, so let's look at the outcomes. Okay, let's look at what could happen. Okay, Gilbert needs to land a takedown, definitely. But for someone that has the footwear that Wonderboy moves around a lot, it's going to be hard to get that takedown. Also, with the way he maintains that distance with the side kick, again, another thing that's stopping and hindering from Gilbert to get that takedown. And the explosiveness that Gilbert Burns has, the aggressiveness that Gilbert Burns has, Look at the experience that Wonderboy has. I'm sure in his kickboxing fights, the number of kickboxing fights he has, like 50 fights, he's versed someone with that type of aggressiveness. And I think that Wonderboy is going to find a way to deal with someone like Gilbert. And in terms of the grappling, for example, hey, listen, Wonderboy has been training with Chris Weidman. We know he's a middleweight.
Yeah, but Chris Weidman is a wrestler.
I understand, but to hold someone, a heavy guy to hold you down, to keep you on the ground.
Yeah.
Come on now. And he's been working with someone like that, so I think he will be comfortable dealing with a little bit of the grappling with Gilbert. But I do still believe that Gilbert is a threat because of the jiu-jitsu.
And this guy, he rocked Conor in the first round.
Yeah, but but I think it's going to be hard to catch Wonderboy with that footwork. And I think if he's going to get dropped by a jab like Conor, imagine what a kick from Wonderboy would do to Gilbert.
Yeah, but what about Gilbert's power could do to Wonderboy?
But is he going to catch him though? That's the thing. I think Wonderboy is just a bit more technical.
Okay, I think his aggression is going to help. I think him being aggressive is going to help Gilbert better. But what are you going to go with? Wonderboy
knockout, either by knockout in the 3rd or 4th round or decision.
I'm going for Gilbert Burns decision.
And finally, we have the main event. We have Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier for the trilogy. Bro, tell me what your thoughts are.
Man, I only can see one winner, and that's Dustin Poirier. Okay, let me tell you why. This guy is the uncrowned king of the lightweight division. He's beaten the likes of Eddie Alvarez twice. Okay, yes, the first fight got Eddie Alvarez was a no contest due to the illegal knee, but even then he was dominating that fight. He beat Justin Gaethje, bro. Not that many people can beat Justin Gaethje. I don't think Conor can beat Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje's leg kicks. Do you think Conor can take that? Imagine if Conor can't take Dustin Poirier's leg kick. Imagine what would Justin Gaethje do to him? It will be finished. And this guy got Khabib in a choke, and that's the closest I've ever seen anyone putting Khabib against the ropes. But Dustin Poirier, I never used to like him, but then ever since he's come up in this lightweight division, he's been an absolute king, and he's so good. People don't like talk about how he's so good at everything. Recently, he's going to a black belt jiu-jitsu, and I think that's going to be a big factor in this fight. I think he's going to take down Conor as much as he can. He's going to get over the pressure in the first round, because Conor in the first round, he's a killer. We can't deny that. He has the power to. See what he did against Ozzy Aldo. Eddie Aldo in the first round dropped him twice. So Conor has the power. But if I was Dustin Poirier, overcome that, take him down, deflate the gas tank, and then the 4th and 5th round, use your awkward southpaw stance and just unload on Conor. And Conor would not know what to do. And I think that's a game plan which is gonna work.
I agree. The odds are against Conor in this fight. I do agree. Like, all the chances are high for Dustin Poirier to win this fight. I mean, he gets better as the rounds go on, and we can't deny how physically and mentally how tough this man is. And it just shows the maturation of Dustin Poirier throughout his career. From a guy that took insults to heart, read comments and negative comments and all those tweets and stuff, and took it all to heart, and now being so durable, being so physically and mentally tough, not letting anything get to his head and just killing people. He is the uncrowned king. But I am still gonna go with Conor. I have to go with Conor. Okay, I know. Look, everything is against Conor, right?
This is not gonna age well.
No, listen. I don't care what anyone says, yeah? But the way he fought against Dustin in that second fight in UFC 257 is not the way he fights. I've been saying it to Rish before that fight. I've been saying how he is. I know how he is, okay? With the karate stance, how dynamic he is, the way he counters, the way he uses his back leg. None of that was to be seen in that fight. The way he maintains that distance. Did you see any distance between the both of them? No. He kept marching forward thinking he's gonna knock him out straight away. No, you can't just simply knock him out. Dustin Poirier is amazing too with his great combinations, with his great movement, great defense, and was able to get that takedown. You see how easy it was for Conor to be taken down in the first round because he didn't maintain any distance. He just kept marching him down. This is not the way he fights. Okay, this is not the way he fights. And Conor, you sold me a dream. You told me before UFC 257, this Conor is going to be better than the Conor that faced Eddie that time when he won the double belt, the double champ, when he became double champ. You told me you were going to be better than that Conor, and you were nowhere near as good as that Conor. And when I see this Conor against Dustin, of course I'm going to agree with him. Justin Gaethje will beat him. Michael Chandler will beat him. Of course, the more durable, they'll get that power shot on him and they'll get him. But if he just plays the way he does with these fighters, with these strikers, the way he maintains that distance, how technical he is. Because a good striker is determined by how technical he is, how skillful he is. That's why we praise Israel Adesanya all the time. You know, he doesn't get into brawls all the time. He maintains that distance, uses a variety of strikes. Conor is so good at that. That's what he was known for, from Marcus Burridge all the way to Eddie Alvarez. And all I'm hoping that from his fight camp, please, revert back to the old way. Have some respect for Dustin, maintain that damn distance, and use your back leg for your defense and better countering. Please, that's all I hope for. And if you were to win, well, it'll be crazy. Then you can still fight at the top. If you lose this fight, he's gonna lose all that respect.
I think his respect is pretty much gone. He's not done anything in the lightweight division.
One last time.
He's 1 and 2 in the lightweight division.
One last time to change everything. And you, Conor, you're gonna get the second round KO or the third round KO. That is what I believe.
I think it's gonna be Dustin. I think it's gonna be. He ain't gonna. What did he say? Round 1?
Round 2 and 3 KO.
I don't think so. He's gonna get KO. I think it's gonna be Dustin Poirier round 4 or round 3. Dustin Poirier to finish him off. TKO, KO. I think Conor is after the first round is over for him. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope everyone enjoyed the video. Please comment who do you think is gonna win from all the main card. This is the end of the road for Conor. Can he get another title shot, or is Dustin Poirier gonna win and get back to the top? I hope everyone enjoys the video. Please press the subscribe button right there. Subscribe to both of us. We're gonna have a live stream on the day. It's gonna be a great fight. I hope everyone tunes into the live stream, and we'll see you later. Peace.